This video is sponsored by the Rich Wallet. More on that later in the video. Today I'm going to show you how to make a pizza sourdough bread. If you like pizza, you'll love this. Hi, I'm Sune and I'm a food geek. Today I'm going to show you how to make a sourdough pizza bread. It's a loaf pan bread with tomato sauce, cheese and other goodies swirled inside the bread. I'll also show you how to make 3 delicious dipping sauces that are perfect for dipping this bread in. A marinara sauce, a Caesar sauce and a classic basil pesto. It's like a stoplight of sauces, red, yellow and green. So for the last 10 years I haven't been using a regular wallet. I use cards for everything, even my driver's license and social security card are in credit card form. And I've been looking for the perfect wallet for cards and now I found it. The Rich Wallet is not only gorgeous, but it's also super practical. You can fit up to 12 cards and there's a clip on the back if you need to keep some cash. It's light and super sturdy and the Rich team is so confident that you'll like it, then they'll let you test drive it for 45 days. You can send it back for a full refund if you don't love it. If you're interested, check out the link in the description and use the coupon code Foodgeek at checkout for 10% discount. Thank you to the Rich Wallet for sponsoring this video. So the formula of this sourdough pizza bread is modeled after my sourdough pizza dough. 90% bread flour and 10% coarse semolina. The hydration is 65% for the ease of shaping this bread. The salt content is 2.4% to help the bread stand out among the toppings. Well, inclusions. The inoculation is 20% and also 3% olive oil is included to give a tender crumb. Lastly, I add 2% diastatic malt powder which gives more rise. You can omit this if you want. If you'd like to support the channel, please consider becoming a member at Patreon. You can also buy some merch or use the links in the description for tools and ingredients. Those were the words. This is the recipe.
To a medium bowl, add 667 grams of bread flour, 74 grams of semolina flour, 15 grams of diastatic malt powder, 18 grams of salt. Mix everything together until it's completely combined. Then add 148 grams of sourdough starter, fed and grown to its peak. 456 grams of water. Mix the dough together until all of the flour has been hydrated. Because the hydration is relatively low, you may have to knead it. Put the dough back into the bowl. Pour 22 grams of extra virgin olive oil on top. Cover it and leave it to rest for an hour to develop the glue. When the hour's up, it's time to do the first set of stretch and folds. Then leave the dough to rest for 30 minutes. Then it's time for the second set of stretch and folds. Look how nicely the dough is looking. Then another 30-minute rest. While the dough is resting, now is a good time to prepare the tomato sauce. Put a whole can of tomatoes in a mini chopper. I used a 400-gram can, which is about 14 ounces. Season the tomatoes with salt. Process until it's smooth. Put in a small bowl until you need it. For some of that delicious green taste, we use some baby spinach. Put a bit of oil in a pan and heat it to medium heat. Add a bunch of baby spinach and put a lid on top. Stir once in a while. When they're all wilted but still lush looking, season with some salt. And add to a bowl until you need them. Take 2 pieces of delicious boiled Italian ham, also known as prosciutto cotto. First, cut them in thin strips. Then make those strips smaller by cutting the other way. Add to a small bowl until you need them. Then it's probably time for the third set of stretch and folds. Do a window pane test to check the gluten development. If the dough tears, put the dough away for 30 minutes more and do another set of stretch and folds. Then add the dough to a medium Cambro container or similar. Level the top of the dough with a wet hand. Mark where the top of the dough is and also mark where the dough will have grown 25%. Cover the dough and put it somewhere warm. If you have a proofer, that's perfect. I have my Brod & Taylor set to 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Then when the dough has grown 25%, divide it into 2 equally sized pieces. I do it this way. Pour the dough out onto your scale and note the weight. Then divide that by 2, move the entire dough back to the counter, then eyeball half and put it on the scale. And snip off pieces as needed to hit the target weight. Then pre-shape the 2 doughs into a loose ball each. Then let the dough rest uncovered on the kitchen counter for 20 minutes. And then it's time for final shaping. Be sure to flour the dough so that it doesn't stick to the table or your rolling pin. Use the pan that you're going to put the dough in as a guide to how wide the dough should be. Tuck in the corners to make the dough into a rectangle. Add a thin layer of tomato sauce to the dough. Be sure to leave a border so that it doesn't run out during baking. Add a layer of grated mozzarella cheese. Spread out some of the wilted baby spinach. And then add some ham. Roll up the dough, don't make it too tight. To still make sure stuff doesn't run out, seal the ends of the dough. Grab your pan and spray it with some non-stick baking spray. And add the rolled dough to the pan. Prepare the other dough the same way. Put the pans into Ziploc bags and put them in the fridge for at least 8 hours, but up to 48 hours. You can prepare the sauces whenever you want. They'll stay good in the fridge for at least a week. What I'll usually do is make the sauces when I'm about ready to bake. So start by heating your oven to 260 degrees Celsius, 500 degrees Fahrenheit, with a baking steel and a small metal pan at the bottom. I usually heat for an hour. First, we'll make the pesto. Toast 30 grams or 3 tablespoons of pine nuts on a medium hot pan. Don't add anything else other than the nuts. Once in a while, pick up the pan and shake it. This way the nuts will be toasted more uniformly. When they're nice and golden, remove the nuts and put them in a small bowl. Into a mini chopper, add 30 grams or 3 tablespoons of toasted pine nuts, 45 milliliters or 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, two crushed cloves of garlic, 3 handfuls of fresh basil, 45 grams or half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. The best one is the one called Parmigiano Reggiano. Process for about 10 seconds. Then scrape down the sides. Add more olive oil if needed. Then season with salt and pepper. And put it in a bowl. Put it in the fridge until you need it. Then it's time to make the Caesar sauce. Add 2 egg yolks to a mini chopper. Then while processing, add 4 tablespoons of neutral oil. Stop when you have a mayo. Then add 2 anchovy fillets, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. 2 crushed cloves of garlic, 45 grams or half a cup of Parmigiano Reggiano. Process for about 5 seconds. Then scrape down the sides. Process until smooth. Season with salt and pepper. Add to a small bowl, put it away until you need it. Then it's time to make the marinara sauce. Heat a swig of olive oil in a medium saucepan on medium-low heat. Add 1 finely chopped onion and 4 crushed cloves of garlic. Sweat them until they're translucent. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes. They shouldn't take any color. Then add a 400 gram 14 ounce can of chopped tomatoes, 70 grams of tomato puree. Stir well. Then add 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 1 teaspoon of sugar, half a deciliter or 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, a handful of fresh basil, add some chili flakes, add as much as you like, depending on how spicy you want it. I used a teaspoon, so it wasn't very spicy. Stir everything together. Let it simmer for at least 30 minutes with the lid on. Even longer helps create even more complex flavors. When you finish simmering the sauce, give it a stir. Then season with salt and pepper. If you like it chunky, you can skip this step, but I like it a bit more smooth, so I blitzed it with my hand blender. Then add it to a bowl. And put it in the fridge. Then it's time to bake the bread. Boil a kettle of water. Take the pans from the fridge and remove them from the Ziploc bags. Add the pans to the oven. Pour the kettle of water into the pan at the bottom. Close the oven door and bake for 20 minutes. Then, when the 20 minutes are up, remove the steaming pan. If the bread is getting a bit dark on the top, you can cover it with aluminum foil. Turn down the heat to 230 degrees Celsius, 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Then bake for another 25 minutes. When the bread is done, grab the pans from the oven. And leave them to cool on a wire rack. After 10 minutes, remove them from the pans. The bread is now ready to serve. This bread is now ready for its beauty shots. Are you?
Holy smoke. Those sauces just take this bread to the next level. The red marinara sauce with its tomato and garlicky taste, yum. The Caesar dressing with its creamy mayo and parmesan, delicious. And the pesto with its nutty and fresh green taste, outstanding. This is one of those few bread that should be served warm. It just won't last long enough to become stale anyway. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel. I hope you learned something today. See you next time.